you're like us, daily rat race, daily grind of 9 to 5 starts to wear down on you by the end of the week. So by Friday, me and my wife tend to find that we need a bit of a dose of nature. And it's just for the Friday night. It's really helpful and it just grounds us a bit. So we're travelling along Munijong Road now. We're heading out towards Jarrahdale. We're going to go through the back of the Jarrahdale over the Darling Range. Because it's going to be a bit wet this weekend, our plan is to head towards the Dryandra forest, which is just into the wheat belt, because we think, looking at the weather forecast, we can escape the majority of that rain and still enjoy a bit of camping in a nice spot, in a beautiful spot, and hopefully you'll see that in this video. There's a lot of research that goes into mental well-being, physical well-being and exposure to nature, and the research shows that if you just walk past the park on your way to work every day, that increases your well-being. Lots of research to show that nature has a direct correlation, or exposure to nature has a direct correlation on your well-being. So my wife and I like to take that a little bit further and find that going camping on a Friday night, getting our Friday night fix of camping, even if it's not far from home, gives us that nice start to the weekend and just gets us in a really good frame of mind. Diffuses that heightened sense of the rat race you get as the week builds up to Friday. It doesn't really matter where you live in Perth. We live in the Rockingham area. But wherever you live in Perth, because we're so isolated, which a lot of people see as a downside, the upside of that is it doesn't take long to leave the city and find lots of really isolated, beautiful spots all along the Darling Range or even past the Darling Range.
As things turned out, we didn't quite make it to the Dryandra that evening. Time was running against us. We left a little bit later than we'd hoped to, and the end result was we got as far as North Bannister when the sun started setting on us. Via some of the gravel backtracks through the Jarrahdale State Forest, North Bannister's only a short 1 hour drive from the southern suburbs of Perth. And the best thing about driving through these tracks at around dusk or just before dusk is the beautiful golden light that catches hold of the tops of the jarrah and red gum trees. It's really spectacular to see, even though you have to really watch out for the wildlife such as kangaroos and wallabies that are hopping around and very active at this time of the evening.
All the work of the wife, roaring fire. Outstanding work, wife. You completely deserve that gin and tonic. Well, we didn't quite make it to the Dryandra. We made it some way between North Bannister and Wandering, and it started to get dark. And we know we're probably far enough away to miss most of the rain now, so we've decided to set up shop here for the night. Beautiful bit of woodland, and we'll get some footage in the morning. This is a super fast camp setup. So Emma's done the fire, as we were saying, and done an outstanding job. Have a look at that. And while Emma was doing the fire, I've set up a rooftop tent. Now we are trialling our brand new, bloody expensive, I must say, James Baru Evasion tent. It's top of the range type tent. It's not the top of the range, but it's towards the top of the range. You're looking at 5,000 plus for one of these. We had a bad experience with our last rooftop tent, so we thought, stuff it, we're going to throw some money at it and get a good one. True to form, so far so good. This thing literally set up in about a minute without much effort and without really knowing what I'm doing. So we're trialling it tonight. This is our first night's kip in it. Hopefully we've got some positive reviews for you in the morning. I hope so anyway, we spent enough money on it.
really impressed. As I said, it was really expensive, but you can see what your money pays for. So very comfortable mattress, very solid tent. All the materials are solid, and you get that sense of that when you're setting it up and packing it down. And on top of that, it really did pack down just as quickly as it set up. So very, very simple. Once you got the hang of it, that is, it packs up really quickly and really simply. So I guess that's what you pay for. Anyway, as we said, this is where we made it from home last night. We drove for about probably no more than 90 minutes. And we're in this fairly isolated woodland that we can see is a combination of jarrah, red gum and wandoo trees. Wandoo being the white gummy looking tree. Happy with that night, Em, in the tent? So it's morning coffee time. And I'm a big fan of morning coffee, but it's even better when you have a view like this to enjoy it in. And then what do we got for breakfast, Em? Bacon and eggs for breakfast. Not a bad start to the weekend. Cheers. So the benefit of a minimal setup means minimal pack up, and it's just gone 9 o'clock and we're completely packed up. We're ready to hit the road and head home. 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning, so that's not bad. It's not much of a time commitment to get out here and experience some fairly beautiful Scarp woodlands. Whenever you camp out in a beautiful spot, wherever it is, whatever it is, your goal should be to make sure that when you leave, that it is exactly the same, or it is in exactly the same condition as you found it. Don't leave any rubbish, don't leave anything here at all. Put the fire out, cover the fire up, and leave it as it is. Or leave it as it was. It should go without saying, but unfortunately it doesn't. Many of you probably, I'm sure, have experienced a situation where you've gone out to a pristine campsite or somewhere in the wilderness and you found someone's rubbish dump because they either didn't think or they just couldn't be bothered. That's not good enough. We've got the job of looking after this country. We're blessed to have it, and the responsibility is look after it, or else these opportunities and these places just won't exist in the future for us to enjoy. Because we'd arrived right on dusk the night before, it was really too dark to take any decent footage of the short 4-wheel drive trip in from the highway to our campsite. So here's a bit of a look on the way out so you can appreciate some of the countryside that we got to experience during the camp and the drive in. On the road now and we're heading back to Perth. We'll be home within an hour from here, and you've still got all of your Saturday ahead of you. So that's the beauty of the Friday night fix. You're aiming to go not too far on the Friday night so that you get your fix of camping, you
get that beautiful nature and wind down to the week, and you still got the rest of your weekend to get whatever you need to done. So that's the Friday night fix. We'll be filming plenty more of these because there's loads of spots within a good hour or 2 hour drive within Perth, or from Perth, and particularly where we are in Rockingham. So that's it for this one. Stay tuned for more productions from More Beer Than Barrel, and we'll see you out on the tracks. Cheers.